All right, everybody, welcome back to another deep dive.
Yay.
Today, we're diving headfirst into the world of building a successful business.
Sounds good.
We found this incredible video.
Yeah.
It's like this guy's distilled wisdom from like 33 years of building businesses.
Wow. 33 years.
33 years, right?
That's a career.
So a lot of businesses started, a lot of businesses scaled,
Yeah.
and he really kind of lays out a blueprint for how to do it right and how to avoid some of those
Yeah.
common pitfalls along the way.
Yeah. The landmines.
The landmines, right?
That you got to be careful of.
So we watched this whole thing so you don't have to.
Absolutely.
And we're going to pull out some of those
Yeah.
key insights for you today.
Sounds good. I'm ready.
Awesome. So let's jump right in. One of the first things that really stood out in this video was this idea of
Yeah.
it's not enough to just like start a business, right? It's about scaling it.
Yeah. You got to think bigger.
Yeah. You got to think bigger. You got to think long term.
And how do you make it last?
How do you make it last?
Exactly. Why do you make it sustainable?
Sustainable. That's the word.
Right.
And the video really emphasizes that it all starts with solving a problem.
Yeah.
It's not about just chasing the latest trend or...
We're coming up with some clever little gadget.
Right.
You think, oh, this is cool.
Oh, yeah, this is going to be the next fidget spinner. Everybody needs this.
Everybody's going to want this, right?
Yeah.
But does it actually solve a problem that people are facing?
Right. Is it something that people are actually, like,
Yeah.
willing to pay money for?
Exactly. Willing to part with their hard-earned cash
Yeah.
for a solution to this.
Yeah, and I think they use the example of Uber in the video.
Oh, perfect example.
Like, Uber
Yeah.
wouldn't be a thing if people weren't frustrated with, like, hailing cabs.
Hailing cabs the old-fashioned way, right?
Right, or, like, just the taxi system in general.
Exactly. And it wasn't just that it was cheaper.
Oh, yeah.
It was more convenient. It was reliable.
It was a whole experience.
Yeah, it was the whole experience.
Right.
So they identified a real problem, and they came up with a really elegant solution.
Right.
And that's the key right there.
Yeah, you could contrast that with,
Yeah, what's an example?
I don't know, like a company that makes edible glitter.
Edible glitter. Okay.
Like, is that really solving a problem?
I mean, maybe if you're a baker,
Okay, baby.
but like for the average person,
Right.
I don't think I have a need for edible glitter in my life.
I don't think so.
But you never know.
You never know. Maybe there's a huge market out there.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe we should start an edible glitter company.
There you go.
So problem first. That's like a key takeaway.
For problem first, yeah. And then the next thing is, okay, you've got a problem.
Yeah.
How do you build a business around that? How do
Exactly.
you create a profitable business model?
Yeah. And they actually use that term, profitable business model.
Right.
Which is,
Yeah.
it's interesting because it's not just about,
It's not about making money. It's about making money in a way that is sustainable. Sustainable.
right, and scale
Yeah.
so that your business can grow.
Yeah. And that you're not. Yeah.
And you're not just like, one person working 24 hours a day
Right.
to like fulfill all the orders or whatever.
Right. We need systems.
You need systems. You need a strategy.
Right.
You need to think about differentiation.
Yeah.
Like what makes your solution
Right.
stand out from everyone else who's trying to solve the same problem?
Yeah. Because if you're,
Because there's going to be competition.
there's always competition, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're just another Me Too product or service, like
Yeah. You're just a commodity.
you're a commodity.
And then it's just a race to the bottom on price.
then nobody wins.
Nobody wins.
Yeah.
Right. So you got to think about that from the beginning. Like, how are we going to be different?
And they talk about this idea of like, even if you are starting something that's kind of in a crowded space.
Like, let's say you want to start a coffee shop.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a million coffee shops out there.
Right. But what's going to make yours different?
Yeah.
Is it the atmosphere? Is it the type of coffee you serve?
Right.
Do you have like, special events?
Is it a community?
Is it a community space?
Yeah,
Where
yeah.
people want to come and hang out and work?
Like, are you the only people who have this certain type of bean that's
Yeah.
roasted in this certain way? And
That's a good one.
Or,
The sourcing of the beans. That's
Yeah.
very trendy now.
it is.
But it speaks to that idea of like,
Differentiation.
what is your story?
Yeah. What makes you special?
What makes you unique?
Yeah. And I think that actually ties in really well with another big point in the video, which is
Yeah.
community.
Oh, yeah. Huge.
Like building a community around your business.
This is something that a lot of businesses overlook.
Yeah. They think I'm just going to like
Yeah. I'm just going to build a product and people will come.
put it out there on the internet and people will buy it.
Right.
And
And if it's good, they will. But it's so much more powerful
right.
if you can build a community around it.
Yeah. And I think
People who feel connected to your brand.
they gave the example of Tesla
Yeah.
in the video. And it's like, people who buy Teslas,
It's not just a car.
they're not just buying a car.
It's a statement.
It's a lifestyle.
It's a statement. It's like they're part of a movement.
Right.
You know, and that's really powerful.
It is.
It creates this kind of loyalty that you just can't get
Right. And I think that's
from a traditional marketing campaign.
that's where so much marketing is going now, is like
Yeah.
building that community
Yeah.
online.
Building that engagement.
Right. And like getting people to
Getting people to feel like they're part of something.
feel like they're a part of something. Yeah.
More than just a customer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's more than just the online community too, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
The video also talks about mentorship,
Yeah.
like finding people
Having mentors.
who've been there,
Having people who have been there and done that, who can guide you
Yeah, who can give you advice.
because you don't know everything.
And I think back to like when I was first starting out,
Yeah.
I had this mentor
Yeah.
who was just invaluable.
Yeah.
Just being able to like
Bounce ideas off of them.
bounce ideas off of him, run things by him.
Get their perspective.
Yeah, and he would just kind of
Yeah.
help me see things that I wouldn't have seen on my own.
Help you navigate those tricky situations that inevitably come up.
So community, that's a big one.
Community.
Huge.
Yeah.
Huge, right? But the video doesn't sugarcoat things.
No.
There's also this element of like
Realism.
realism.
Right. You got to be resilient.
Yeah.
You got to be able to bounce back from setbacks
because they're going to happen.
because they're going to happen.
Yeah. There's going to be challenges. There's going to be obstacles.
It's not all going to be sunshine and roses.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
I can-
That's a good way to put it.
And you gotta be prepared for that.
Yeah.
Going in, you gotta have that mindset
Mentally prepared.
that I'm gonna face challenges. I'm gonna probably fail at some things along the way,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna learn from those failures and I'm gonna keep going.
Yeah. And speaking of things that maybe don't prepare you very well
Oh yeah.
for the entrepreneurial world,
This is a bit of a hot topic,
it is.
but the video does touch on it.
They do.
The education system.
Yeah.
Traditional education.
Doesn't always do a great job of
Yeah.
equipping people
Of equipping people with the skills that they need
with those real world skills.
to be successful entrepreneurs.
right. Like,
You know, like
Yeah.
how to manage risk,
yeah.
how to deal with uncertainty,
Sell.
how to sell, how to market. Like
Sure.
those are all things that are not necessarily taught in a traditional classroom.
Yeah. And that
Essential.
could be a whole other deep dive.
Oh, absolutely.
For sure.
But we could do a whole series on that.
Yeah. So back to like
Yeah.
the more practical side
The more practical side.
of the video, they outline this like framework for kind of like the stages of business growth,
Yeah, they call it the groundbreaker stage,
the groundbreaker stage.
which I think is a really cool name.
It is a cool name.
And it's all about like laying the foundation
Yeah.
for your business,
Like
right?
the early days.
The early days when you're just starting out, you're figuring things out.
Yeah.
But it's important to have
A solid foundation.
a solid foundation so
Yeah.
that as you grow, you don't crumble.
You're not building on sand.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You don't want to be building on sand. You want to be building on solid rock.
Yeah. And that's like the
So that's things like
systems processes.
systems processes, having a clear financial tracking system in place.
Even just like the basics of marketing.
Yeah, even just like the basics of marketing is
Yeah.
understanding who your target customer is,
Yeah. Knowing your ideal customer.
knowing your ideal customer and how to reach them
Yeah.
and how to communicate with them
Yeah. But it's not
in a way that resonates.
enough to just set those systems up
Right. It's not a set it and forget it type of thing.
and then walk away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is something the video really stresses is continuous learning.
Continuous learning. Yeah.
You have to be adaptable.
Yeah. The world is changing.
The world is changing so fast.
Technology is changing.
Technology is changing. Consumer preferences are changing.
Yeah.
The competitive landscape is changing.
So if you're not constantly learning
Yeah.
and adapting,
You're going to get left behind.
you're going to be left in the dust.
You're going to be a dinosaur,
Yeah.
and nobody wants to be a dinosaur.
So what have we learned today? What are the key takeaways from this video?
Okay, let's recap.
Let's recap.
So number one, solve real problems.
All of real problems.
Don't just chase trends. Find a problem that people are willing to pay for you to solve.
Number 2,
Yeah.
build a solid business model.
Yes, make sure it's profitable,
Sustainable.
sustainable, and scalable.
Scalable.
So you can grow without, working yourself to death.
Right.
Number 3, build a community.
Community.
Online, offline mentors.
Get those mentors in place.
Find your tribe.
Yeah.
Number 4, be resilient.
Be resilient.
Embrace the setbacks. Learn from your failures. Keep going.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Exactly. And number 5, never stop learning.
Never stop learning. Stay curious.
Stay curious. Experiment. Try new things.
Adapt.
Adapt.
That's how you thrive.
That's how you stay ahead of the curve and make sure your business is successful in the long run.
Awesome. So there you have it.
The blueprint.
The blueprint for business success.
According to this video?
At least according to this one guy with 33 years of experience.
Yeah. I mean, he's probably learned a thing or two along the way.
I would say so.
So yeah, I think it's good advice.
Solid advice.
But now I'm curious.
Yeah.
What about you?
What about me?
If you were starting a business today, what problem would you solve?
Oh, that's a great question.
And what would make your approach unique?
Ooh, that's an even better question.
Something to think about.
Yeah. I'm going to have to ponder that one for a while.
Well, while you're pondering that, thanks everyone for joining us on this deep dive.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
Hope you found it valuable.
We'll see you next time.
See ya.